Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's
You
everybody doing?
you made it, man. It's post April 15th. How'd you do?
Oh, yes. Yeah. We did great. I mean, we wrapped everything up and we reached out to. Actually, it was a relatively quiet day on Tuesday, so that means I think that means that we did a pretty good job. There were no like giant fires that we had to put out or
Right.
people calling us and going, "Wait, what the heck's going on?" or whatever. Wasn't a lot. It wasn't that at all. So we did. I think we did a good job. So, and I'm here. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to talk. This is great.
In case people don't know, Joe works in the tax industry. So I don't,
Yeah, that's
here
right.
in America, I know we're very international. We're getting huge, these days outside of the States. But here in America, this is tax week, is April 15th. So
Yeah.
Joe, good for you. Yeah. So
There's still a mountain of work to do, but I mean, we'll just now the urgency is gone. So
right. I do, not that we should make a whole show of it or just like pick things apart for the sake of picking them apart, but there is something to, if you're not rushing at the deadline, it's probably a really good indication. Like, it's not necessarily a bad indication if you are rushing, but if you're not, you either really don't care or you really got your stuff done.
Yeah, it's either if people haven't come back to you from
Right.
last year and they don't want to deal with you, and I know that's not the case because of our data. I mean, we talked about data last week, but
Right.
but I know that's not the case. Our volume is real high this year, but so I think it is. I think it was that we reached out. We made sure everybody was taken care of before the deadline was upon us. Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Anything more exciting than not that that's not exciting. I don't want to belittle it, but sometimes we talk
it's not exciting.
We talk about
it's
what
actually,
we've done in our life.
It's not exciting. It was, it was weird. Like when it was over, when Tuesday was over, I became immediately exhausted.
Oh yeah.
It was weird because I wasn't exhausted before then, but I don't know. There was like a release and there was like a relief, and then I just kind of crashed. Like yesterday, I was just like dragging so much. But yeah, so it was.
That's an amazing phenomenon. Like I do, you feel good like through the thing, and then you don't realize like how much you just like pushing, and you exhale, and you're like, oh, I'm out, man.
Right.
I'm just
right. Yeah. If you let up a little bit, like you'll just crash. It's funny, but there was a lot that we were doing, a lot that was busy. But I did. I'm trying to think of so when I get overwhelmed, right?
Okay.
When I get overwhelmed, I kind of go like sometimes I'll just go, just screw everything. I'm just gonna do something that I like to do. And I take time. I don't like hunker down. Like it's a problem because sometimes it leads to procrastination. Sometimes it jacks me up a little bit. It makes things worse. But like sometimes I just need to do that thing to like feel good or get through it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and the thing that I did was I bought a bunch of stuff for my summer trip this
oh, cool. Yeah, a little spend therapy. What do they call it? Retail therapy?
But it wasn't like buying stuff. It was getting solid dates in place. It was like making sure that like we're taking trains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I bought that train schedule. I got a place in Chicago for a couple of nights. Looking for that kind of stuff, and then making sure we get out to St. Paul too as well.
Little Minneapolis action. That's right, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was really fun. It was actually like a nice way to go. Okay, now I've done something that has been on my plate for a little while, and it made me feel much better. The other thing is, what's up?
The anticipation, man. We come back to this theme a lot. Like you get to anticipate and enjoy the thinking of the thing before the actual thing happens.
Yeah, and actually, there's there was another trip that kind of came up in my mind that we're gonna do now too. So I'm like, yes, this is really fun, and it's the whole reason why you work hard, to be able to enjoy your life sometimes, and take a break sometimes. So
right.
I mean, that's the reason I do it. But other people might not do that. But that's the reason why I do it, is to be able to get out and enjoy and have fun with your friends and family and stuff like that. So it's definitely a nice little break that I had on Saturday, taking time to do that. So
excellent, man. It's funny that came up, because this actually segues into one of my thoughts. Now, I'm not going to call this was my one thing, but I read this last night, as a matter of fact, or read something that made me think of it, that most of us acknowledge, or most of us realize, that we enjoy anticipation or thinking of the thing before we get the thing, or looking forward to. We look forward to holidays. We look forward to vacations. We look forward to time with our family, or time away from our family. Some of us look forward to all those things, whatever it is, we look forward to it. And sometimes, or a lot of times, the anticipation is actually more exciting than the thing. So like, right. When I know ball python eggs are about to hatch, like, I love that time. And then after they hatch, I'm like, these are amazing and they're cool, but then I don't have the thing to be excited about anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this thought, this aha, was that I think in logic, they call it the contrapositive, the equal but opposite, is also true. The things we worry about are often way worse than the actual thing.
Hey.
Something to think about, huh? How about that, right? There you go. There's a little content nugget for you. So, like,
for sure. Yeah.
We're humans, and it doesn't make us bad to worry. And I'm not going to tell people that worrying is a waste of time, because I think it does put pressure on us, and that good things result from pressure and concern. But often the thing that we worry about, if it does come true, isn't nearly as bad as we thought it would be. And
right.
It also, it provides a finite moment where you stop worrying and you begin getting on with the rest of your life, which you can't do when you're worrying about the thing. So maybe sometimes you got to fill that up and go ahead and get to the thing, or abandon worrying about it, one of the two. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting point,
So yes, so what, so I'm straying a little bit from that thought, but when I something like a trip like this, or something that I'm planning to do, a part of the enjoyment of the actual thing is a part of it is something that I'm in control of, which might not be something that is like when you're excited about hatchlings,
right? That's what.
And when you're excited, it's like sometimes like at that point they're not really in your control. So
zero control. Yeah.
But for trips, like if I'm planning a trip and I've like really like built it up in my mind, and I want to do like all of these different things, like it is a motivator to have to make it as good as possible, because I've spent so much time thinking about how good it's going to be, that I want to be in a position, and I want to be in a headspace where I can go and have fun. And nothing's going to stop me at that point, because I've thought about it so much.
Well, there's a little bit of like a social contract with yourself too. Like, it's going to be as good as it's going to be, or as bad as it's going to be, based on what you do for you. Like treat yourself kind of thing. Like if it doesn't, like you're the guy, you can make it happen. You have I like that.
So we have somebody who's asking, did I receive the envelope, which is going over my head. I'm not quite sure, with secret information.
Yeah, that's our man Pedro on the streets in Moscow this morning. He's a what? I've stumbled over this on Tuesday night. So if you're from America and you're the thing from America, you're American. If you're from Portugal, you're the Portuguese? No, what's the singular from Portugal?
The singular from Portugal.
Portuguayan? No, you wouldn't say that, right? No. So yeah. So anyway, that's Pedro. He is a Portuguese man in Moscow, and he's a snake collector. And he's gonna be. It's just Portuguese. Okay, it's just a one show. It's like fish. Is a fish is one, fish is many. It's good. Okay, so our Portuguese man in Moscow, he's gonna be on the show on Tuesday night to talk snakes in Europe, Russia, all kinds of good stuff. Oh,
is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's
cool.
The secret envelope, man. Yeah, the agent on the streets there.
That's awesome. That's great. That's great. That's great.
And then John is I'm going to mess this up a little bit. John's from Azores, which I believe is a Portuguese territory. It's island, so it would be off the coast. I was going to be like off the coast. So yeah, that's where islands are, is off the coast. Okay, somewhere like some distance off a coast. But yeah, John's from Azores as well. So there we go. All right, Portuguese it is.
Let me ask you this: do you immediately feel dumber when in the presence of Europeans?
No, but I do.
Probably not. Probably not.
No, right? I don't. But I
like you want to represent or something.
Yeah, well, I feel less. I do feel less worldly. I do have some self-awareness that, like.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes.
Yeah, I do feel less worldly. Yeah, we'll leave it there. But all right, here's the. There can't be anything but this for my one thing, Joe.
What's your one thing?
It's Lucy. Look at Lucy. What's up, little girl? So Lucy has been up for quite a while this morning. So she's actually already ready for her morning nap. So fortunately, she's calm, cool, collected right now. But this girl either goes sweet angel or absolute bananas terror. So
oh my gosh, look at her.
That's Lucy. Look at, and usually when she's jumping, she looks like that, you know. She's just after him. She's gonna be the little shop dog, keep all the rodents in check, keep me occupied. So
that shit looks amazing. Amazing. So fun. I can't wait to meet her in person. That's really, really cool.
And then when she grows into a harness that actually fits her, we could put a little Proper Royals logo right on the side there of her.
So remind me of what kind of dog?
That's a Jack Russell shorty. We call it a shorty to avoid words like teacup or toy.
Because it's not manly enough, is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Shorty.
Because me with the little 8-9 ounce dog with a purple harness on it, it doesn't clarify things enough. We're gonna,
that's great. So you picked her up when?
I picked her up Friday, drove down to Kansas City, drove back, which is no short feat. That was a long day, and got back, and she's been doing pretty well. You got the she's a smart dog. She's got to stay active and busy. So like if I wasn't working at home and I couldn't, like, it's funny, Joe, like I just take her leash and I have a little carabiner clip. I just clip her right to my belt loop. Like, this poor dog has to walk, follow me. I'm cleaning tubs. She's strapped to me. So she stays busy through the day. And then when she's ready to nap, she takes her naps, but she's been great.
And is she getting along with the snakes? Okay. Is that,
she's not quite aware of what the snakes are yet. And this would never happen. I'll make sure it doesn't happen. But she's only slightly larger than a really big rat. So she's not in danger of like being, fatal harm, but I'm not going to have her meet a mama ball python. That's for sure. It's going to be
right. I was worried about that.
It's going to be a little while before she meets those. And honestly, I don't really ever want her to meet the ball pythons. The rodents she can meet right away.
Yeah, because she can catch them and
if they get loose or whatever, or if I'm trying to work and sort and one flies out, you just keep you can't have infestations. That's not gonna cut it.
You got quite a zoo going on up there, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she joins the family of June and Baxter, and now Lucy.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Happy
man.
for Lucy too, because I know you guys are great parents, I guess.
Yeah, she doesn't know it. She hit the lottery, man. Now
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
It's like some people go, oh, I'm the parent to these dogs or these pets or whatever. Do you use that kind of mental language?
No.
No, you don't.
If I hear fur baby ever again, like I will punch somebody in the throat. Like I'm
no,
about that. Like I don't need to.
People use fur baby.
I know that's ridiculous. Absolutely not. That's my dog. Her name is Lucy. Okay.
I don't use that language in my brain, but I have heard it, and I'm not as, I don't know, averse to it as you might be.
If you're an adult, don't tell me about your fur baby or your scale babies. That's fine too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that was my next question.
Yeah.
So if you were to have said yes, like I consider myself a parent to my dog, do you consider yourself a parent to your dog or the owner of your dog?
Probably like the caregiver, what's the word I'm thinking of? Hang on. The steward of my dog.
Steward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, exactly. The teacup fur baby. That's what Lucy is. There you go. That's the one right there.
Okay. All right. The steward. That's interesting.
I want her to have a good life. I have to provide for her. I signed up for her. Yeah.
Fresh take on things, Adam.
That's true. Breaking ground with my perspective.
But there are people who consider themselves the parent to their dog, right? And so but then there are people who consider themselves a parent to their snakes then too. Is that something that people like say and think about in the snake world?
Yeah, there's definitely people at the shows that like will hold the snake, and then I could see it in their eyes, and I'm like, if you kiss that thing, you're buying it. I am not putting the snake that you kissed back in my display. Do not put it near your face. Do not kiss that snake. And like, there's a few people that will like definitely look at me and be like, "Oh, I can't." And I'm like, "No, get right here. You can buy it and take it, or you can leave it." But
then what's the rule? Yeah. Why is that your stance?
Well, it's dangerous. The snakes under the lights and all the people and the activity, they can be unpredictable. They're mostly fine, but they could be a little unpredictable. So first, I don't want an unpredictable snake near somebody's face. But second, I don't want, it's like there are biosecurity concerns. I don't need somebody's saliva or mouth stuff. Like I sanitize their hands before I hand them the snake. I can't. I can't tell them to swish around with that stuff before they put it at their face. You know.
Okay. All right. I understand. I'm looking over.
I'm also put off by other people. Yeah, I'm also put off by other people's germs. So that is. So anyway, yeah, but it's a really good line in the sand where you can let people know, here's the deal, pal. You kiss that thing, you buy it. That's the stance. And they look at me and I'm like, I'm not joking. And those are the people that need to understand that I'm not, like, most people realize, yeah, of course I'm not going to do that. The ones that are like, oh, I can't. And I'm like, oh no, we're pay attention here. Stay focused.
Okay. We got a fun group. Look at this.
I do think people have closer relationships with the dogs because I do think that the dog can build a relationship with the human. I am less optimistic about the snake's relationship with humans. I'm not saying it doesn't happen and that people don't get fulfillment. I'm not dumping on that. I myself experience a very low level of that. The best I've experienced of that is learning some unique personalities of the snakes and learning how individual ones will generally behave towards me.
Okay, now you used a particular word there that I thought you wouldn't use because there is a difference. I think you would say that there's a difference between the personality of a dog and a temperament of a snake.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But you said
temperament's a good.
you use personality to refer to a snake, Adam.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I think I have a relationship, an emotional relationship with the snake. My relationship with the snake is, again, to steward it, to steward its existence in a caring, giving way where I provide for its needs. I feel that there'll be a much deeper relationship with the dog and with Lucy.
But because the dog has a personality and has a higher form of brain or what?
I think the dog has an ability to form a relationship with me. I don't know that the snake has that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a wide range. I mean, somebody said, yeah, I mean, you use the word snake steward. We have somebody who said snake pimp, which is there's a range in between steward and pimp, I think.
That's true. There's true. One being a bit more benevolent than the other in their purpose, mission, value statement. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
So wait, did I do my one thing, or is that one? Did you consider what I said earlier my one thing?
I did, but you can have another. It's a loose week. You made it through tax season, man.
There was something that happened. I went to so another thing that I did was I took a break from work on Sunday morning and I went to a soccer game.
See, look at these grown men saying things like a noodle badoodle. That's the problem, okay?
Noodle badoodle.
Yeah.
You're saying grown men. It's very, I don't know. It's a very, you're putting the men in a box here. I mean, we got to have some kind of love for cuteness and, some outlet for that kind of feeling, I think.
Joe, I've made it public knowledge. I thoroughly enjoy grown men in tights fake fighting each other in the ring while they're telling soap operas. Matter of fact, this is WrestleMania weekend. This is the granddaddy of them all. This is the
Super really?
Bowl. Oh yeah, man. Don't tell me I need outlets for such silliness. Okay, I have mine. I embrace it.
Okay, I got
you were saying you went to a soccer game.
I went to a soccer game, and Aiden has a new girl that he's seeing. Excellent. And so he invited her to come to his soccer game. So we're sitting there. I'm sitting there next to this, and she's lovely, great person. Okay. And I'm sitting there, and we're sitting along the sidelines. It's on a field. So if you've ever been to a soccer game, there's no stadium. You're just sitting along the sidelines, right? And she's kind of going, and she hasn't been to a soccer game before like that. So she goes, does the ball ever come towards you? And we were like, yeah, it's like sometimes, but never really happens. Nothing really to worry about. You don't have to worry about that or whatever. So, Aiden, we're there, and you could probably guess what's gonna happen.
This poor girl catch a stray on the soccer ball, man.
So Aiden is a striker, right? So he goes out to get this, but his coach, he's a big dude, so
he has a rocket. Yeah, that ball leaves like it's fuel powered off his foot.
And really, the coach's whole deal is like, just go in there and just rough people up, like make them scared of you, make them get double team you so that other people get open. That's really Aiden's thing. So he's out there and he's like roughing this one guy up, and it starts to come towards the play starts to come towards where we're sitting, and there's like an exchange between they're like maybe 5 feet from us. There's an exchange between the two of them. They're working to get the ball, and the guy goes to check Aiden, and it's futile.
Right,
Bounces off Aiden, and it's not the ball that goes into this lovely girl. It is an entire soccer player.
It's the dude. He just throws just hip checks the guy
dude,
right in, huh?
And just levels this girl.
Oh no.
And Aiden, and I remember Aiden's like face was like he was like, it went like this, and he went, "Oh no!" While this girl is lying on the ground with coffee on her and stuff,
dude on her. Yeah.
It was so funny and hilarious, and it was my one thing that brought me a lot of joy this week.
I trust she ended up okay. Did Aiden?
She was fine.
Did Aiden get the goal?
He didn't get any goals, but he did his job, which was made the other team scared of.
There you go. Now, did he take the? Now, this provides a real good opportunity because you might not otherwise have a reason. You know, it might be perceived as a little too fast if he were to buy the new crush a little something. You know, you might scare off a good girl if you buy her something a little bit soon. But now here's an opportunity to get some flowers, a little card, really show, you know, really fast forward things by throwing this other guy on her.
That's what that's what I really liked about her, actually, is that she was super cool about it. She was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'll probably never come to a soccer game again, but I'm fine." And she like laughed about it and everything, and so she was great. She was great the whole time. And then like she eventually said, "Yeah, I'll come to a soccer game again, but maybe I'll sit back a little bit."
All right, what's the what's the odds of this continuing? Because this could be that could have just been her playing nice and being like, "I'm never coming near the psychopath again," or it could be genuine. Maybe, you know, is he going to hear from her again?
Understandably, Aiden was worried about that,
right?
But he did like a promposal, and she said yes to going to the prom. So,
wow,
and
okay.
actually tonight we're going to see her dance. And I said, you know, when we're at the dance recital, you have to throw one of your dancers into Aiden now.
Right at his head. Yeah, that's what.
And she was funny. She was like, "Well, maybe a tap shoe. I'll kick."
All right.
So it seems to be okay.
Good. I do wish them well. I'll let the kids have their courtship and let them be. I hope that everybody turned out well.
Yeah, everything was fine. It worked out okay.
Good, man. Good. Well, Joe, if you were going to track some reptile data in your breeding world of snakes, what product do you think you would use?
I don't even think that there is another product that is as great as Husbandry.pro.
Fair point. Well played. Husbandry.pro. That's it is breeding season. I've got today I have about 12 pairings going over here. I've already marked the ones that have paired this morning because I got a little QR code. You just bam, it's all in the database now. You can track it all. Multi-generational tracking, feeding, purchase dates, birth dates, genes, pass it on to future customers, refer to it yourself. The days of all the paperwork are gone. Use Husbandry.pro and you can use the promo code PRoyals60. Get yourself 60 free days. You don't even have to put in a credit card. It's a legit free 60 days. You can pay at the end of it, or you can not use it at all. I think if you use it for 60 days, you will see the benefits though. So big thanks to Husbandry.pro. I always appreciate that team, and they power properroyals.com. Cold-Blooded Cafe, along with cool swag, man. They got great frozen rodents. I don't know if it's still going or not. They were running a special while supplies lasted that started this past weekend. Check them out if you do need to restock your freezer. And the cool thing about their sales is the promo code Proper11 goes right on top of the sale. Just put it in at checkout. You're going to get yourself an extra 11% off. Last but not least is my friends SunDogSerpents. That's Sarah and Josh down in Orlando. And we've done business and been friends for quite some time now, for well over the majority of my time in this industry. I'm so proud to see them grow, so happy to see them grow. And I have to admit, like, they don't buy stuff from me anymore because I don't have the goods to satiate what they need for their breeding programs anymore. So go check out what they have on their Morph Market page. And if you're into the whole Axanthic tribalism, those are your TSK people. They're working TSK clown projects for sure. Some of those ingredients are on Morph Market right now. Go see Sarah and Josh at SunDogSerpents. All of the information is down below. And it's been a little while since I've reminded you, if you're looking for an amazing cause, really speaks to my heart, the Dr. Tom Harbin Scholarship Fund at the University of Auburn, link is down below that you can donate to that. It is a veterinary school of medicine scholarship, endowed, operated by a third party. These scholarships, how they work is donations are invested, and the dividends, or only a percentage of that core amount, is dispersed in the form of scholarships each year, so that there's always the core investment. This scholarship will endure. It will never disappear. It will always remember Dr. Tom Harbin, just a great face of our industry. So anyway, if you feel like you have a little extra change and you want to give to a cause, I assure you there's no amount too small. And I think it's a great, just a fantastic cause to donate to. So check out all of those things. And thanks to the sponsors and the audience. We had a lively crowd in this morning. It's still a good crowd.
Yeah.
Joe, I had an aha moment of clarity, man. I've seen the light of business, and like many things in life that it takes us guys quite a while to figure out. The women control it all, man. That's who you got to win. You got to win the moms, man. And I have to say, all joking and cheekiness aside, like many businesses, like many industries, we don't do a great job of representing the women in our industry and the importance of women in our industry, particularly as breeders, as hobbyists, as enthusiasts, as experts, but also as like the household decision makers. Moms are the ones that decide. Also, I don't know if you've noticed this, Joe, but Kelly can spend some damn money on stuff. I'm not going to speak for anybody else's households, any women in any other households, but you can feel free to chime in if you've noticed this trend. Why not have them buying snakes and reptiles and things from our industry? And so this thought is not.
I want to hear some examples of this, because I don't know if I'm completely on board. It makes sense. I don't know if I'm completely on board. So let me hear some examples here.
All right. Circa 2000, slightly after, product called the WWE, recently rebranded from the WWF.
Okay.
They have superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin, break your neck, drink some beer, bang you in the head, leave you, bloody in the ring. They have The Rock telling smartly and creatively some of the filthiest things you could possibly get away with saying on broadcast television through double entendre and wink, wink stuff. Again, leave you bloody in the ring and tell a dirty joke. And what happened was while their core audience loved it and had raving fanatics like drunk college students at the time in the early 2000s, drunk college students weren't paying the bills for them. And that was called the Attitude Era. And they made a conscious effort to bring the Attitude Era to an end. And it became known in retrospect within the wrestling community of fans as the PG Era. And enter in a character based on hustle, loyalty, and respect. You might have heard of him. It made headlines when this guy turned into a bad guy, like a month ago. Enter in the character of John Cena. Yeah, wholesome, white bread, family friendly. We're going to tell the kids about hustle, loyalty, and respect. I mean, this is the second coming of eat your vitamins and say your prayers from the 80s, right?
Okay.
They had to go get the moms. The moms had to, it had to become family friendly again so that the brand could go and get into households rather than, drunken college apartments and man caves. And even WWE did that, and they did it for 20 years, and it was wildly popular. They're a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company these days, multi-international. They're on streaming platforms everywhere. You know what on Wednesday? Do you know what the number 4 show on Netflix for the week was on Wednesday?
What was it?
Monday Night Raw. 4 days later, it was still the number 4 show on all of Netflix.
So it worked. So getting into the household worked.
That's right. You got to get into the household, and moms hold the purse keys. They're the CFOs of the household. You talk about Aiden playing soccer. What's the biggest stereotype in America that comes to mind about soccer?
Soccer moms.
Boom.
Loading up the minivan and getting all the gear in there and all of that. Yes. So soccer moms. Yes.
Funny you say that. Toyota, one of the early pioneers of the minivan, switched from advocating its practicality and you can fit this per square inch and blah, blah, blah. They started a campaign. Let me look at the dates here. Hang on here. Well, when they introduced the Sienna, they introduced the Sienna as the swagger wagon. It became a lifestyle to have the minivan. So versus the practicality of, hey, you could fit everything and, you go a lot of places and get a lot of stuff. No. The mom swagger wagon. But also we see the NFL. The NFL made a very, very strong pivot towards they had a campaign in 2015 coming off of concussions, former player suicides, domestic violence issues. Football is family was their campaign.
Wow. When was
2015? 2015.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And that was the same year they partnered with the Susan G. Komen, whatever the middle initial is, Susan Komen campaign for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pink October. Put all the players in pink gear. Football is family. We got to get the moms.
Okay.
Yeah, we have not embraced the moms in the reptile industry.
I would say I have firsthand experience with the soccer mom phenomenon, and you can tell who's there's a lot of peacocking that's going on in the parking lot.
It's a lifestyle, right?
And you can see who's playing into that lifestyle and who's like, I don't want to be a part of this.
But it trickles down, right? You got to have the stickers on the sticker salesmen. They're making their money. Right. You got to have your what? Did you see the chairs that people bring to these soccer mom event? You got the chair sellers. They're making some money. The little fans with the water. Oh, got to have that, especially in Florida, right?
Right, exactly. So what you're saying right now is because of these campaigns towards the family and moms, is that if you want to sell snakes, you've got to sell to moms. Is that what you're saying?
You don't have to sell to the mom, but you got to get the mom on board.
Okay.
There is, this example has massive layers to it. And as a straight white dude in the Midwest, I realize I probably don't understand all of the layers to it. But the NBA right now is going through a thing where a lot of the players' celebrations is like cocking a gun or shooting a pistol, and which completely legal, Second Amendment in America. There's nothing illegal about an adult responsibly owning a gun. The NBA wants to win the moms. They don't want the moms having their kids watch players celebrate with shooting each other. pew pew.
Right.
You can't have that. It's not good.
Right. Yeah.
Not good for the mom brand. Think about
it. Okay. That's interesting. That's it. Now, but has anybody actually said that that's the reason why we're pulling back on those types of celebrations?
I've said it. How about that?
That's all it takes.
Well,
you say it to me, I say it back to you. It makes it true.
That's right. We're on the internet. It's recorded in history. Why else do we have a show? Yeah, we spew these things as if they're fact. No, but I mean, really, why? I mean, it's a marketing play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I say, there's nothing illegal about it. Many people go to shooting ranges and hunt responsibly and all of that sort of thing. What else is there? It's a marketing. We don't like this image. Dudes seem to like the image. It's the moms and the kids. You got to win the moms and kids. That's where the money's at.
Interesting. So if you're so how do you? And you make a good point too that it's not about selling to them. It's about making it palatable to that. Like I think probably the majority of people who are watching.
Elias just won the day. In order for us to get these moms to buy in, you gotta let them kiss the ball. No.
I lost my train of thought now. Oh, it's not you're making it palatable to them. I think probably the majority of people who are watching WWE still are boys. Yeah. Men,
probably
boys, men.
But it's allowed to be on in the house. Let me take a quick side stint here. Like I say, there's a hell of a lot of layers more to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I understand the specifics of John Morant, but I also understand that there's 10 other players that do this on a regular night every evening. So I don't want to make this a commentary about John Morant. I'm good with that. John Morant's the NBA basketball player, and Aaron's exactly right about who I'm talking about. But there's plenty of others that are celebrating that way, and the league has to figure out, are we only going to punish one dude for doing it, or do we decide this is no good for everybody? Right. And it's, again, I would argue it's the permission in the household, which it doesn't mean the mom is the raving WWE fanatic, although some
or the mom is going to come and buy a snake. It's making it palatable for
it's acceptable in our household. Yeah. The audience will know it's a joke in our industry that code for I'm not going to buy your animal is let me go talk to my wife, and you never hear from the person again. So I mean, there is something to this. The CFO's purse strings, whatever the example, or excuse me, whatever the word is, you got to convince them. They got to have we got to reach out to them. It's got to be acceptable in the household.
Right. Yeah. And so, and I mean, I think the NFL is that your example of the NFL, that's a prime example. And it's more about, and it was much more about like family. Football is family football. And then having, that I think that's a great example. Now, so what do you do? Now you're a breeder, and you want to sell snakes to people who, they're the CFO of the family is not down with it. So what do you all need to do in order to make it more palatable for those people who are saying no more often than yes?
So I think Elias brought up a great example. You could do parties, educational outings, shows.
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, you just had this up, but
there we go. Yeah. So there's something like that, but there's also, and I'm guilty of not being very forthcoming with people allowed to hold my snakes. I do worry about biosecurity. I worry about, there's very few things in the world more terrifying to me than a child that's excited, that has ranch dressing all over their fingertips, and maybe some smudged on their face, going, "Can I hold your snake?" No, that's pretty high on the list of things I do not like. Okay. So I admit that I'm not great about that, but these shows that are interactive, the shows that are advertising on billboards and having sponsors like Bob's show in Atlanta was sponsored by Monster Energy drinks. We're seeing Chewy.com invest in our industry. Talk about mainstream pet world. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the audience understands my sort of business model, but maybe not. And maybe not you either, Joe. I aspire to breed the highest, most expensive, most never before seen snakes over the next 5 to 10 years. But I also need the pet market to fund that. It's very difficult to make money with that being the only angle that there is. And the foundations of any industry generally are things that people will buy in quantity that's less expensive. I the other night on the show, I used the example of Mick Ultra and White Zin. The pet market is the Mick Ultra and White Zin that keeps the lights on in any restaurant, or the chicken tenders. There's a reason every restaurant in the world has chicken tenders. You can actually make money on them and people like them.
Mm-hmm.
Great start. Use those chicken tenders to buy your Wagyu beef, or to the profit from that to stock your award-winning wine cellar. But your profits are going to be on the Mick Ultra and inexpensive wines. That's where that's where all your profits.
Okay,
at.
I see.
And the analogy I'm making is that you can make money in the pet market. You can broaden the hobby. You can have these moms make it more permissible in the homes. And these somewhere in the homes are going to be somebody that it clicks and goes, holy smokes, these things are the coolest things in the world. I want to know how to breed them. I want to understand Punnett squares. I want to understand how we go from this het thing that we talk about to a beautiful double visual that is mind-blowing and looks like a cartoon character, but it's a living snake.
Okay.
There's my pitch.
There's my
argument.
So I'm trying to think through this a little bit, and it kind of goes back to like, so there's dangers of any kind of pet, right? I mean, you have a puppy, right?
Yeah.
If you have a larger puppy, a friend has a puppy, got a puppy recently, and when they're young, they're rambunctious, and their teeth seem sharper than normal. So
I can attest to that. Yeah.
And when they are the cutest, is when they are young dogs. So, but like a lot of times she goes to the park and people want to come up and like pet and everything, and she's got to go, no, it's okay. That you can't really. He's still learning like not to nip and bite. And stuff
right.
Like that.
Yeah, I went through that yesterday. Yeah.
So I wonder like, how do you get to a point where people feel like they can go right up to a snake, but let them know that like you're being cautious, right? So you're always being cautious and going, okay, right. Not the kid with the ranch on it or whatever. But I don't know if like, how do you be safe, but also say that a snake is safe to have in the house?
Yeah. So first, I probably have to loosen up a little bit, but it's those engaging conversations of, hey, I have concerns that under the lights and all the energy here and excitement, the snake doesn't really know what to make of that. Let me show you how we hold it. Let me show you why these make great pets. Let me show you why a ball python is actually, of any reptile you could have, is probably one of the best for kids because they are so hardy. They just ball up. They're not aggressive, and you can learn to take care of something. And it's relatively low maintenance compared. You don't have to walk a baby snake 19 times a day and hope that it sleeps through the night. You're clear on all of those things. Yeah. So it is having those conversations. It's not an overnight thing. The NFL didn't turn around its image overnight. We didn't completely whitewash WWE's history. It takes a little while, but I think that there's an effort to be made. And a couple fantastic points. Kane, this is a great distinction. I'm not necessarily targeting kids with my content, but I want content that a mom is not bothered by having on in the home. If I meet a kid and they go, that guy Adam has a YouTube channel, can I watch it? Yeah, it's insightful, intelligent, hopefully content that they can, I watch my mouth a little bit, trying to get the households, the moms.
Right.
And then Jason, which by the way, welcome. I'm not sure if I've seen you before. Yeah, this is a long play. 20 years when the kids become parents. A 9 or 10-year-old right now in 10, 15, 20 years is going to have expendable money and going to have a lifestyle and things that that person enjoys embedded in their way of life. And if being a reptile enthusiast is one of those things, then we've won, and that'll trickle down into the future too.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because there is, I think that there's, in two of the examples that you brought up, NFL and WWE, I think there's backlash against this, making it, what's the word?
Family friendly, softening it up, mommifying.
And I think one of the reasons that for a good portion of the people, and correct me if I'm wrong, a good portion of the people who enter into the snake or reptile industry is that it's somewhat subversive, that you're stepping outside the mainstream.
It's edgy, it's dangerous.
It's edgy, it's dangerous. I can handle a snake and be okay. And so like that, so and what is more mainstream in America than family? I mean, so what you're doing is you're going, let's take this really kind of subversive, edgy thing, and let's make it mainstream, family oriented. That's a really big ask for the industry.
Let me give you two more thoughts.
Okay.
2 words: weed and tattoo. What's more subversive? Yeah. What's more edgy? What's more I'm rock and roll? And also, what is now more mainstream and cleaned up rightly? You know what's in those goods? You don't want the back alley at the dive bar tattoo artist. You want the clean place with the sterilized needles that they're opening the package, the gloves. You want the floor looking sparkling.
Sure. Yeah.
It can be done.
All right.
How about this? Ooh, Bert's got a mom stopping by today from Ice and ASFs. Come look at some snakes for sale, my friends.
Yes, African soft furs.
And the look at that, multi-mammates, my man. That's a topic for a different. That's a scientific. That's it.
So educational programs, showing safety, showing that it's not dangerous. What else? Education. I guess it's just education, huh?
Yeah, and it's showing that we aren't crazy psychopaths, chasing people with cobras. Like there's a difference between, some of these horrible things. It's the classic, one bad headline will undermine 100,000 good experiences. We have to be almost outwardly perfect because, there's so much, cultural underlying challenges of reptiles and bad imagery and, serpents taking over the Everglades, which is a problem. But that's not, you would be amazed at how much time I spend explaining to people that in Minnesota, that is just biologically impossible to happen. It's not something they need to worry about here. So, yeah. And,
how about this from Joshua Fisher here? Interactions. Okay.
Good point.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that point.
We interact with these animals more than just for shows and in front of a camera.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I don't know if that's, I mean, what are the reasons why a family would have a snake in the house and it's more so about pets, right? It's more so about
at that stage, it's pets. But I would say a beautiful snake is, now, no offense to the hamster community, I would say a beautiful snake is far more intriguing and eye-catching, awe-inspiring than a hamster ever will be. And hamsters are, who didn't own a hamster growing up, right? I mean, just they're would the word be ubiquitous? Like they're everywhere. So I like, and for what reason? To what purpose? Like you really don't cuddle with, maybe some people cuddle with hamsters, but by and large, they just stay in their cage and run in circles on their wheel.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah. So it's maybe an introduction to how to take care of something. That actually taking care of a snake would be educational for the children of the family to learn things from taking care of the snake. I mean, I think that's one part of I think that's one part why families get pets to begin with.
Let's learn how to take care of something. Let's have some responsibility that the household can participate in and enjoy.
And you kind of said this a little bit, but that like they're easier to take care of than certain pets that are out there that people get. Their longevity is, what's their longevity? I mean,
20 years. Yeah. If you do it, right.
So, yeah. And then, and it's minimal. I mean, those types of things are like taking care of a snake. There's minimal responsibilities, or what? What do you like? You got to be up on it, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, I say it's an attainable. It's an attainable goal to take good care of a snake. And to some of the comments, to the point of some of the comments right now, yeah, there's some understanding of, you got to learn about the animal itself. I get the perceptions of snakes and racks. If you look where they live in the wild, how they're built, they're not built for speed. They're not built to chase down predators. They're not built to defend themselves. They like to be in secure housing and secure environments. And sometimes it takes talking people through, hey, you have this little snake in this massive enclosure. It will do well in that, but it doesn't do well in that at the moment. And here's why. And here's alternatives. Here's options. Here's my website. I always take my laptop to shows, and yes, there's a sales component of it, but there's also a great educational component of it. I like having my website pulled up where I can say, you just go here, you go to the care sheet, and here's a wealth of knowledge. And then I give them my card and I go, my cell phone number is on this card. You can call or text me whether you buy from me or not. I just want happy people with healthy animals.
Yeah.
And I think that gets the wheels turning of like, here's a resource for support. Here's not whatever somebody's stereotype of an evil reptile dude is. This guy probably isn't an evil stereotype reptile dude. So that's my pitch, you know?
So taking the lead from the NFL, snakes are for families.
Snakes are for families. That's right.
Snakes are for families. How do you convince somebody that that's true? I guess all of the ways that you all have talked about, I guess.
Well, yeah, and I could tell you it's not a new movement. Elias mentioned a channel called Snake Discovery. 4 million followers. 4 million.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That's
Yes,
way.
a lot.
And this is not me dumping on anybody, but you know, Morph Market is what we kind of consider our industry standard. I think that there's less than 50,000 combined sellers and users on Morph Market.
Okay.
That seems like a big number, not to 4 million.
4
it's
million.
a tiny number compared to 4 million.
Yeah.
Adam Wickens is another guy. Wickens Wicked Reptiles. He does a great job of he's also a professional comedian that would not be considered family friendly. Does a great job of reaching families in an entertainment environment. 400,000 followers as well. I mean, this industry is broader than what we see right in front of us or what's dangled right in front of our face, you know? So
this is a very interesting topic. Very interesting topic, because I'm always interested in how a whole community can make itself more palatable or desirable to people who wouldn't generally get involved in it.
Right. And if any moms and households are watching, just to clarify, again, to the point in the audience, yes, there are many ways to keep animals. I'm saying here's an option to get from point A to point B to realize your goal and your dreams and help you on that on that journey. So there we go. That's my thoughts on sell to the moms, make reptiles household happiness. What's the man? We gotta have a pitch, man. It's it is International Ball Python Appreciation Day as well. I don't know
what today.
Yeah, I know. Who knew? Again, what a coincidence that here we are, and we forgot to mention it today.
That's one way to make it palatable, is to make it a day, International Day of Ball Pythons
Appreciation. That's right.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us here and having this conversation. We got great stuff on the chat today. It was really fun hanging out this morning. It always makes my Thursday better.
Thanks, Joe. I hope you have an awesome week, and audience, we'll see you next week. Cheers, everybody. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.